Welcome to the Lynn and Scott Show. I'm Lynn Serrano, and you are?
Well, who do I look like, babe? I'm Scott. Scott's in the house.
All righty then. We love everybody here.
Tonight. I can't wait.
Well, welcome to the show. I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad everyone else is here too. Yeah, I don't know where all our friends are, and if they're too afraid to come in because Scott's not here. I don't know, but
Scott is here.
Scott is. Half of Scott's here. Yes. Yeah. And we're just so glad to know that Scott does know that he's being impersonated. He was able to come in really super quick and he was able to just show up and see that he's being hacked on our show.
He's being hacked, baby.
He's been hacked. So how are you, Scott and Debbie? I got a 2-for-1 today.
I think Scott, me, I think I rock this beard. Barry, hello.
Mine's real.
Yours is real?
Yours is real.
Oh, mine is well, too. You know what? Our topic today has Sandra from Canada. And I happened to see her little video and I saw it and I was like, hey, I'd like to use it. And who do you listen to? So now the recording I have of Sandra real quick is very, very low. So it's going to be hard to hear. So Barry, pay attention to it for us. Okay.
So there we go.
Yeah. Well, it's only 27 seconds. So here we go.
Hey, it's Sandra McDonald coming to you live from Ontario, Canada. So who do you listen to? There's so much going on in the world today that it's hard to know, isn't it? Social media, ads, parents, teachers, bosses, friends, government, they all have something to say. And then there's our emotions.
So, yeah, it was hard. So, Debbie, you want to recap that or did you?
Yeah. So we in life, who do we listen to? Who do you listen to? She's telling us that there's so many factors thrown at us all day long. Social media platforms, the news. Is it hard to take me serious right now? Such a heavy topic. Scott is bringing it to you.
You see, who do you listen to? Do you listen to Deb?
Yeah.
Or do you listen to Scott?
Yeah. Do we listen to Debbie? Do we listen to Scott? Do we listen to them both? But, there's a lot of influences thrust upon all of us all day long and constantly. So it's where do you go to listen and absorb and, who do you listen to? It's so important because, like they say, who we surround ourselves with, it rubs off. So who do we listen to is the topic.
Yeah. And so Barry, welcome to the stage. I guess everybody got scared when I sent them a little preview of Debbie. Debbie does Scott's impression.
God, I don't.
I figured out impression.
You be careful with that.
Yeah, impression.
Yeah, I'm gonna do moves Scott's never done before. It'd be like. Rolling down the river. Okay. I'm ready. I'm ready for the topic.
Oh man. So, like you listen to
morning, I go to bed.
Man, you look just
the same way. I ain't nothing but tired. I gotta do my brother by another mother proud.
All right. So let's get it.
Friday, you'll be so hot wearing that one the next hour.
Wasn't there a show about the 50 years ago about Debbie and something? Yeah, Scott. We'll leave that alone. We still have another Scott in the house. Scott, I'm so glad you're here. I love and appreciate you so much. Okay, so Barry, what do you think of this topic?
Well, the thing is, for me, this topic, I actually spin a different direction, which is the voices we listen to inside. Because the thing is, I talk about this a lot with my clients, and I did it myself, is the fact oftentimes we have been imprinted by things we heard when we were younger, but then when they're not around, we run the voices inside ourselves that aren't their voices anymore. They're inside our head. And if we don't fix that, we end up being a slave to the voices we heard when we were 5 years old. So that's the big one I play with.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's true. Really good way of looking at that. Wow.
So I love that. And I think we all have, see, that's the cool thing is we all see it a little different as far as the topic, because I know what Debbie wants to say about this, and then I know what Scott says about it. And so so Debbie, so Debbie, want to go ahead and give your 2 cents on the topic?
Yeah, this was an interesting moment for me when that question was thrust upon us, right? Because I'm like, who do I listen to? Do I listen to Scott Jones? I want, and then so with a lot of thought, I really listen. Okay, so I hear people, I listen to everyone, and I always try to have an open mind. So I am not,
tunnel vision.
I don't want to be tunnel vision on just what I think is right or my feelings. I genuinely like to hear other people's points of view. But then ultimately what happens, I know it's hard to take me seriously, but ultimately what I like to do is then use my own intuition, gut instinct and whatnot. And based on the values that I have, come up with my own thoughts from the information and from everyone else. So for me, that's kind of how I go through life. I never really thought about it, Lynn and Barry. When that question, it's fun when people ask you questions.
Yeah, and I wish Bob Donnell was here tonight.
Thinking, and we grow that way. And so I was like, "What? Who do I?" And I really listen to people. I listen to everyone, Scott. I am. I think I put this beard and glasses on. I'm like, oh my God, Scott and I look alike.
I know what you're gonna be for Halloween. I know what you're gonna be for Halloween.
Oh, I know. I'm gonna carry an acoustic guitar. And a microphone. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, but you got to think deeper though. Scott's deeper voice than you.
I know. I got to work on that.
Yeah.
I need to tap into my alto when I sing.
But it's actually, but think to that part you said though. That's the thing is we also get influenced by so much out there, and oftentimes we don't consider what's being said to us. We take it in like a fire hose. It's like we're not actually going, hang on a second, that's not what I want to listen to. But we sometimes fall in this trap of listening to the voices we think are authorities. That's the other part, by the way. We give authority to other people, whether they're media personalities or experts in quotes, or just platforms, and we then trust that as being accurate, and we oftentimes ignore or even suppress our own trust, intuition, and guidance we have ourselves. Because frankly, when we tap into our own inner wisdom, I mean, this is a silly one, but today I got a message from a friend of mine on Instagram asking me something, and then inviting me to do something. When I started looking at the information, I was like, that isn't my friend. That's somebody else hacked into her account.
Wow.
And I let it go on for a little bit. I thought, hang on, this doesn't feel right. I can trust my instinct says don't trust this. So I have my friend's phone number. So I called her up and said, is your account been hacked? She said, yeah, it's been hacked. I went, there we go. So oftentimes that inner guidance, that inner wisdom we have automatically, we forget that we can rely on that.
Oh, that's so true. Wow. That's so true. So do you feel like, I mean, all of us have a gut instinct and an intuition, but I think so many times we're afraid to go with it, to roll with it. Like we don't trust ourselves.
Well, we haven't built rapport. The thing about, and this thing I learned a long time ago, intuition or inner guidance, whatever you want to call it, gut instinct. The thing is, it's always giving us feedback, but oftentimes we're ignoring it. So when we do hear it, we don't rely on it because we don't trust it. So you've got to build trust with it, oftentimes with that intuition, because it's sometimes, I say, it's like, I sometimes call it a still small voice, that little inner voice that just speaks to me. Doesn't, that's not helping.
Like, can you see my lips? But how do we get better? I mean, how do we get better on trusting our intuition and our gut instinct on?
It's like practice. I mean, the bottom line is when we get like an intuition or a hit, listen to it and then take action on it. So, I mean, if it's something simple, don't like change your life because of it initially, but just reinforce. So what you're doing is you're doing positive reinforcement, and so you're reinforcing that part of you is listening. So you'll be listening more accurately, and you'll hear it more often. It takes time.
True.
Yeah, Sandra put in here, at times we get false information and don't realize it because We
We're-
trust.
because it's for people we trust.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No,
to
no, no, no,
Mary's
no,
point.
no. See what you said there. Trusted past tense.
Trusted. Yes. Yes.
I've had that
Absolutely.
happen a lot the last few years. Yeah.
We got Joe here now too.
Oh, Joe, it's the battle of the beards. Joe and Barry and Scott.
I feel
Yes.
a little outnumbered.
But what I learned from Brian Galke is that if we can't see your lips, you're not trustworthy.
Yes, that
You
is
got to
true.
make sure you
I've been
trim
trying.
that up.
Do you see
Yes.
me pushing it up? I need a little
Yeah.
trim.
There
Yeah,
you
I
go.
didn't tell her that
Very
because
true.
I got taught from the same person's Brian did, and I was just realizing I got more information. So, oh my gosh, Scott Ricard's here saying good evening. So, what's your 2 cents on this subject, Joe? Thank you for showing up. You're just awesome, and you're in purple.
Joe is in the house.
He's in the house. He
I
was
am.
hilarious today. He was
Look, Scott's drinking out of Debbie's mug.
Look at that.
Wind
So,
it.
this topic is great because we can read this, and this question of who do you listen to can mean so many different things, including that I'm getting feedback right now. But so if who do you listen to? Listen to yourself. Personally, I was blessed to be around people that were different than me, just because I spoke Spanish and they didn't. And so I got to listen to 2 different languages and try to interpret that when you're 5 years old and starting school. So I've just learned to just listen to everyone and truly be the third person to figure out Spanish and English and then me. What am I going to do with things that are coming in? And so to me I've learned to just listen to both sides and both languages, and that's how I get my Spanglish sometimes. But again, and then you go in Long Island like a Rosie Perez accent, and then you move all over the place. You're screwed up with your accents, dialects, and definitions. There's more Mexicans here than Spanish or Puerto Ricans, and they even speak different than I do. So what do you listen to? I literally just listening and hearing and receiving the information is just different. So I could think, who do you listen to in that respect as well, as opposed to like, do you listen to coaches? Do you listen to politics? Do you listen to what do you listen to and what influence you? I guess is a 2-part question.
Audiobooks.
Hey, you know what? Another point to this is, who do you make sure you don't listen to? You learn.
You can just ask me to leave, Debbie Scott.
You see my lips.
You can just right
What do
now.
I mean by that?
Who do you not listen to? Get rid of Joe. Yes.
Just get rid of Joe. But but back to what you said, Barry, earlier when you were talking about your thoughts on everything, and how there are times where people, listen to. Or what about the people who like Google medical information and then they think they're freaking
WebMD, yeah.
You're all gonna die. Everybody has cancer. You're all gonna
it's
die.
like
That's the answer. Anything you look up.
Yeah. So you have to be able to discern between, the information that you're getting. And like you said, though, there are people that you trusted, and you feel like you're getting quality, valuable information that's accurate. And then when you realize it's not, I guess, lesson to us, we need to be an advocate for our own health. We need to be an advocate for our own lives. So we have to make sure that we do tap into our own intuition. Listen to that. I'm trying to talk deeper. We really got to listen to it.
Yeah. And Joe, what's your 2 cents? And then I'm going to spot, Scott gave us a video that I'm going to play after you talk.
So my 2 cents, which is usually runs about 12 cents because I talk a lot. But when it comes down to my 2 cents on the subject is what you need to be able to find a person who has accomplished what you want to accomplish. Does the person have what you wish to have? Otherwise, it makes no sense. I have a whole ton of broke relatives that want to tell me how you should invest money and how you should spend your time.
Not to interrupt you. I feel like there's swapping around here. Now we got the peanut gallery Scott trying to be Joe. What the heck?
I like it.
This is
Joe rubs off.
the blind man. So speaking of Scott, we're just gonna play this video real quick.
Hey guys, thanks for being there today and taking over for me. I'm sorry I could not be there tonight because I love spending time with everybody. But Lynn, I know you got this, and Debbie, you're the best for sitting in. Everyone else, listen, I know the topic's talking about who you should follow. I don't know if I can tell anybody who they should follow. Everybody, that's kind of like their own answer, but I'll tell you who you should not follow. You should not follow somebody who puts their things above who they are. You should not follow somebody because they tell you how much money they have instead of because they tell you about the character that they have. You should not follow somebody because of the degrees on their wall. You should follow people because of the experiences that they have. You know, there's a whole big shift in this country. Everybody wants to be a millionaire and a billionaire, and they use those names like it means something. I'll tell you what, most people who are millionaires and billionaires, they got that way because they walked over people. Not everybody, but most. You know, so we got to be careful who we follow. If we follow people for the wrong reason, you're going to get the wrong answers. You're looking for the right answers, follow people for the right reasons. Their character, their story, their history, their heart. That's who you follow. You know, and the funny thing is once you start following people like that, if you look behind you, you got other people following you too. I love you guys.
And that's
Peace
why
out.
I follow Joe Ingram, because he's the best.
Well, let me tell you how
what
much
we like
money
to
I
call
make.
good people.
I want to tell you how much money I make, and then I also want to tell you how many degrees I have. Right? Because that other guy just started talking, the guy who was not as good looking as our Scott on the screen, right? I don't know what the hell he was babbling about. Really, I don't. It's like, oh, let me think. The guy,
But, you know-
the guy doesn't even have a house. He's sitting in like a bus terminal right now, trying to get his advice. You see what I mean?
Yeah, everybody's trying to say they got a degree.
But you know
True
what I
statement.
love? Let's just talk about that for a second. Joe, it was a really cool segue to have the real Scott Jones on after you said people that want to tell you what to do and do this and do that. And you realize, well, they're not who I want to be. So you say, I want to follow someone who has integrity. Yeah, maybe they have a boatload of money, even better. And how did they get it? But they did it with a lot of hard work, integrity, you know, the work ethic, all of the rest. You were just saying that. So for him to say, you know, you can follow the wrong crowd and do the wrong things to get where you want to go. But I don't think that feels very good. And I think that's a little bit of what you were trying to get across, Joe.
Yeah, before Scott interrupted me. I'm supposed to do the interrupting. That's my
Yeah.
role.
Yeah, I wish he
Right.
was like shooting funnies on the
Right.
chat right now.
But if you guys stop and understand, like I look and say there's 5 areas you got to focus in your life. You got to look at it. You got faith, family, you've got finances, you've got fitness, and you got fun. Okay. If you're coming to me for fun, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're coming to me for fitness, don't make me stand up and tell you made a wrong decision. Okay. I can read books, I can listen to things, and I can regurgitate things to you. And I can regurgitate it as if I know. But when you look at it and say, is the result there? And it's not. If
Wow,
you look
amen.
at somebody and go, wow, they have a great relationship, then you can talk to them about relationships.
Oh, yeah. I'm
Okay.
digging it. Yeah.
But again, the guy who's divorced 5 times, you don't go, tell me how to make a marriage work.
There you go.
But
Okay.
they can tell you how a marriage doesn't work. See?
I have a friend that is like the eternal bachelor, and he's on social media posting all of these posts of how do you keep a spouse and and I'm like,
Uh-oh.
hello,
Joe-
what are we looking at? What are we
Yeah.
looking at?
I agree.
Yeah. You haven't
He's a
dated anybody
wannabe.
for longer than 3 weeks.
Yeah,
Like, you
I'm
didn't.
a
You
wannabe.
jumped out during the honeymoon. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's just like I've said, a nurse that is she's in the labor delivery room with you, and I asked beforehand who had kids, and at one time when I was in pain, the one nurse that was with me is like, "Oh, come on, it doesn't hurt." And blah, blah. I said, "Shut up! You got 4 dogs. Who are you to tell me?" It's just like a pediatrician isn't great until he has his own kid and he can empathize with the parent. I mean, you got to do your research. Who
Yeah.
can you relate with that could know what's going on? So yeah, you listen to more. Somebody has that experience or background. It's just like, I don't know, you guys, I don't know who's lost a parent, but I have. But until you lose a parent, you don't know how that really feels. I mean, that's just an example. I mean, when you lose a child, same difference. You don't know till you don't know. And
Well, you don't know
listening-
until you know. Yeah.
and that
And that's
too.
the thing. Yeah, that too. And that's a good way to look at things too, because I know I have a lot of empathy for people who have lost a parent. I have not. So I can't imagine, but I can be there to listen and give love and support. But to say, oh gosh, I know how you feel. No, I don't. So, that's true. And I guess with all facets of life, like what everyone is saying, I am in total agreement with it.
Just ain't right.
Because it's true. I mean, and when we get
patience, but I found him on the bench where I left him.
Oh, thank you for chiming in, Joe. So good. I like you coming in on the comments and on screen. That's even better.
Hey, you wouldn't believe I had a live show today, and he came in at the last minute because I forgot to ask him to do a video for my guest. He was doing it while I was a live show and messaging. Like, this man is something else. And then he did 2 live. And he's amazing. He's just amazing. Well, the best multitasker I've ever met. That's all I gotta say.
It's crazy.
Who's this guy with the ridiculous beard?
The righteous beard. Righteous.
Righteous. I'm sorry. Yeah.
It's spelled phonetically. Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
I love it. I have Palestinian pounders on my feet right now too.
Gandalf, Debbie. Gosh, we got everybody trying to imitate Joe out there.
I love it. We're gonna keep this fun and
you know
upbeat.
what? Spread the love. Spread laughter.
You know,
spread joy. That's what you do, Joe. You're
now we got the thought leader, Mr. Rex Sykes.
Rex, what's going on, my friend?
Oh, good.
How you doing?
I'm well. Well, let me see if I can flip my camera. I don't think I can.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're
good.
perfect. Don't do nothing.
Lakefront. You'd be better off looking at the water and the sailboats and all the wonderful stuff than looking
Don't
at me.
distract us that way.
It's like 100 degrees here, so I came down to the waterfront with the girls because they prefer being, a little bit cooler. Last night around midnight, we went to a different lake and sat out for about 40 minutes or an hour or something like that. And it was really breezy. It was midnight. We were the only people there until this guy showed up and started fishing with a lighted lure. It was beautiful. I thought he had a drone at first, but then I realized he had lit lures. So that's my story. Here I am.
And Rex, I'll tell you, a lot of times when you're talking, I am thinking about sailboats and something else.
It makes sense. You should be thinking about something else, probably. How you doing, Joe? How you doing, Barry?
Doing good, Rex.
How you doing, Lynn? How you doing, Deb? The bearded lady.
He's been here for 5 minutes and he finally just notices.
I look so much like Rex, he didn't know. What's that? I mean, Rex. Yeah, okay. You got a beard.
Yeah, okay.
I look so much like Scott. You didn't know.
The only one. I shouldn't have
make it, so he's here in spirit
used my
and hair.
tweezers today, you guys.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have used my tweezers. I would have fit right in.
Oh, look at this handsome fella. Boom.
Where'd you get those glasses? That's awesome.
Oh, I'm telling you, Amazon brings it to you straight overnight.
Yeah.
That baby.
I think Rex is hoping you drop your glasses and beer before the end of the show.
I gotta do the glasses.
So Rex,
You do. And then so much Joel.
So to be on point on our topic here, we're talking about who do you listen to? Look, I feel like you guys all have glasses on. I don't.
What'd you say?
I said, who do you listen to is the question for tonight.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. Rex, I get it. You and the sailboat. I get it.
Yeah.
Huh?
What's my name?
Hold on. I'm going to turn my phone around. I don't know what you can do.
Ooh, that is pretty, though.
Oh,
Nice.
that is awesome.
Now I got to pee, Rex. I hope you're happy now.
Are you saying that I somehow made you pee?
Yeah, the whole water thing.
There you go.
Now I'm thirsty and I got to pee. Thanks, Rex.
Let's just ladle some warm water into the palms of your hand.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
This is an example of why I don't listen to Rex.
Rex, who do you listen to?
Oh, the people who have what I want, who were started out where I did. I mean, I found mentors and coaches who walk the talk, and some, throughout my life, have surprised me and scared me. But if they,
Oops, you got some wind there. I can't hear you. I mean that kind of wind.
what'd you say?
Sometimes Rex listens to the wind.
They call the wind Mariah.
He's either listening to the wind or breaking wind. One of the two. Yes.
Maybe both.
Watch the ducks in the background. See if they run.
Watch out! I'm going to start singing "The Girl from Ipanema."
That's not a laugh track. That's really Lynn.
I
was
know.
just gonna tell you.
Take a breath, Lynn. Take a breath.
I think we lost it for the night.
Listen, I didn't mean to interrupt the conversation. You know, I mean, I came in, I saw this link, I had this link, I thought, okay, I'll try it on my phone. I've never done it on my phone. Now, wait, don't go there. But
But yeah, you appreciate people who have walked the same path as you and have made something of themselves.
Well, not walked the same path as me, but have walked a path similar to the path that I wish to walk, and they've done it already. But they didn't start out like, you know, uber rich or the Queen of England's family or something like that. They started out from, you know, either middle class or humble beginnings, and they made the things happen. You know, because there's no point in listening to somebody who doesn't have at least the basis of what you. I mean, think of it this way: if they lived a privileged life and you didn't, how would they know what you're going through?
There you go.
I love it.
Mic drop.
I love it. Thank you.
Don't drop the mic, Rex. It's your phone.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, for sure. Wow.
And I want to say, Debbie, good job being Scott.
Oh my God, I can't take it
because
anymore.
you made us all behave. That was great. Where she was like, "Well, let's get out of Lynn laughing and go. Let's go back to who do you listen to?" Yeah.
Oh, wait a second, Debbie's taking it all
Debbie
off.
just joined us.
Debbie's here. Oh my
Took it
God.
off. She left she was
I was
incognito,
impressed. Took you half an hour.
and now she's not.
Now
Oh
she's
my
back.
God. Well, you can empathize. These guys, it's summertime and they got beards. I mean, like that must be hot on your face.
That is.
Well, yeah, but
it was. I couldn't
It's not
breathe.
the same. It's not the same as wearing a false beard. A false beard is insulation more than a regular beard.
Right. True.
Good
Yeah.
point.
True.
Well, some people wear a hair suit or our hair suit.
A what?
alrighty
suit?
then. Alrighty
Oh.
then.
The word hair suit and hair suit are
Oh, an air suit.
no, not an air suit, hair suit, and hair
Here.
to be hair suit.
Furry
means to have
people.
Oh, I
be
get
here.
it. Thank you. Just like
To break it down for
Debbie
you.
doesn't understand. Furry. I got you. I speak that language.
Yes.
Oh, my
I
goodness.
kept thinking you saying
The ones that
hair.
require shaving their back to go to the swimming pool. Those
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know,
Human bears.
Right.
what I really love here is that we covered who do you listen to in so many different facets and what it all different, the way we actually took the question and how we answered it was all different. And I loved it because we all covered some
Mine was
aspect.
right, though.
So
Let's make it
That was
clear.
the most accurate.
Yeah.
Mine was right.
Recap?
Yeah,
Want to recap, Debbie?
Yeah, recap.
Okay.
So, recap is this. In life, we go through life, we listen to people. Who do we listen to and why? So, each of us have come forward and said, here, here's who we listen to. And for me personally, I had to think about who I listen. Like, I've never really truly thought of that in a question form for myself. And I listen to everyone, and then I discern what information from each person that I learn from. Regardless if I listen to everyone, but who do I learn from is more. I figure out who those people are and the reasons why. And most of the reasons why is because I get a gut intuition on people and I get the vibes on people. And that's how I move forward and learn and grow as a human being. And then Barry, say again.
Say again what you
Just
said earlier.
a quick over.
What a couple of things I
that
said
was
is
an interesting, but that was such an interesting segue. I do this and Barry.
And I really thought Lynn was going to say, go ahead and refresh the room. Debbie. Yes. Let's reset the room, everybody. Let's reset the room.
And I yield the mic.
No, you got to land your plane. Over by the water.
Just a recap, though. But I now see. I learned from all of you, and the other part of this, I'm going to go back real quick. I can learn from people who don't have what I want. I also learn from people who I wouldn't trade places with. Everyone has value, and but when we say who do you listen to, I get the question. That is, what sticks? What do you leave with? What do you learn from them? And now I yield the mic.
Yay.
Barry.
There you go, Barry.
So a couple things I said, one of which is that the voices we listen to that are inside that aren't even our voices, like we're raised by parents or peers or siblings. As an adult, we're not around them anymore. The voices are still running in our heads and we believe what we're hearing, but it's not the truth. So sometimes what we listen to isn't them. It's actually our own interpretation. So clear out those echoes. So listen to yourself.
That's amazing.
Cool. Very cool.
We're doing recaps here, so thank you for being here, Joe's #1 fan.
I just saw it.
Yeah.
It's becoming the Joe show that we're going.
So,
is my mic overpowering? I mean, is there a lot of wind noise coming through?
every now and then, but you're good.
Rex, there's a lot of light coming from that corner of the live.
Because there's sun behind me.
No, there's a lot of light, my friend.
and see who's all here. I see Joel, and then who is?
That's all that matters, Rex.
Joe Ingram's biggest fan. Joe Ingram's biggest fan.
It's Mark Rodriguez.
Right. It's hard being difficult, or being actually good looking, successful, and humble, Barry. You know what I'm saying? So, but I pull it off. That's what I'm saying.
I know the feeling, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
Exactly.
I have Joe Ingram to thank for
There's so different. Is that what that is?
But it's the genius. We got a lot of people trying to copy people here, but no, you guys are all genuine and #1 real, all of you. No, and what I said as far as who do you listen to, I mean, I've had to decipher from Spanish to English to listening to many different people and their viewpoints, and whether it be good or bad or different things. And so I've learned to decipher, to just listen and digest it all and learn, even being around the people that are less than glorious. I've learned so much of how not to be. And that's been very valuable to me, because I wonder if everybody else sees what I see or not. We're here all learning lessons at different times. And so I learned that I have followed the wrong people. I have not followed the right people. I have, fallen and failed forward many times, but I love to listen to every side. And plus I was going to be a lawyer and I was in the debate team. And what I loved is always, it doesn't matter what side, I can be a devil advocate on either side. I can see all different kinds of angles and perspectives. So I love to listen to everything and then make my own personal decision on it, because I'm all about the kindness and the love. So I'm done. I landed my plane. So Rex.
Sounds like you all had a wonderful conversation and a great discussion, and a worthwhile one for people to also listen to and take away cool learnings.
Yeah, and I love that, everybody could have had their idea of what we were going to talk about when it came to who do you listen to. And, we got Debbie trying to be Scott.
Lynn, hit mute on Rex's.
Yeah, I'm going to.
I want to get a kite right now.
Yeah, there you go. So, I think I muted him.
My hair. I just can't handle it.
That's good.
So Rex is going to have to put it. He's got to raise his hand when he wants to talk.
Yeah. So Joe, give us your who you listen to again. Recap it. I loved it.
Okay, guys. So, I want to stress a little bit different right here as I go into my recap. You can hear everything, but who are you listening to? There's a difference between hearing and listening to. Listening to is you to internalize what it is they're giving you, because there's a lot of people talking and a lot of people spewing stuff out there, and you can hear it, just don't let it inside, right? We have that gut check moment. I think Scott wrote it down earlier, but you guys understand when somebody says something, it gives you a feeling. If the feeling's not good, that's something you should just have heard and let it pass. Okay. But I still say you got to go out there and you got to look and say, find somebody who is giving you or is at the level you would like to be in the 5 different areas of life, which is the faith, family, the finances, fitness, and fun. And once you find that, now, could somebody live in 2 of those areas? Yeah, probably. Okay. But you have to decide where you're going to spend your time and who you're going to listen to. I pay to be part of groups, okay, so that I can get around people that are at those levels in those areas myself, where most people don't want to do that. And that's why if you are in poor health and you hang out with everybody at the McDonald's, guess what? You're not going to have the bodybuilder who walks in and sits down with everybody and goes, hey, let me tell you how it's really bad to be here. Everybody looks the same who's in line. Everybody looks the same when you go. If you go to the gym, you see a lot of people doing what? Trying to get healthy. So you have a better chance of finding somebody healthy there that can coach you and teach you and tell you something. Yeah. So I just want everybody to stop and look and go, listen is the operative word, which is, are you actually going to allow that information internally?
Yes, that is amazing for sure.
So
Very well said.
So Rex has his self muted. I don't have the control on that now, so he's good. So he can talk whenever he wants.
Right. Rex said that he agrees with everything I said, and that I am just a wealth of information that he is so lucky to have tapped into.
That is exactly what he's saying.
Right. And he said I don't sound as pretentious as Barry with the accent.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you know, Joe, to go along in what you're saying too, it always amazes me how people, because what you say is absolutely, I believe, 100% true, and how there are people in life who will say, I don't understand why I just can't take it to the next level, or I don't understand. I'm always in trouble. Like I know, like even with youth, when they start hanging with one another and they get into mischief and they're misbehaving and then you do, and you keep going back to that same group. What do you think is going to happen? You're going to continue to get in trouble, you know? And so you got to change your group. You got to gravitate toward the ones that you want to be like. But then I hear these teenagers saying, well, but I don't fit in there. That I want to go where I feel comfortable. Well, if you're feeling comfortable with the misbehaviors because you've always misbehaved, but you on your own need to change that and start finding a new crowd that you most want to be like. So, I love that, Joe, because it sparked like what I've had conversations with some students at the schools, and that's very well said. I like that you sparked that in me to share. But we want the biggest man to say.
Mr. Rex man is going to talk. He's
Rex,
raising his hand.
Rex. Okay.
Yeah, I want to try and talk before the wind picks back up. I appreciate everything that has been shared so far. I would add that you have to listen to people who don't say what you want to hear, people who can provoke you and are provocative and who help expand our minds, because oftentimes we listen to those people who agree with us or we agree with, and then we're only, perpetuating the same thing. So there's kind of a balance. You have to listen to the 5 people, or listen to the people who can contribute to you and help edify and uplift you and move you forward. And then you have to listen to those people who are just absolutely different from you, because if you it's like comparing and contrasting. They're both useful skills. You don't necessarily need to do them at the same time, although it depends on what your purpose is. So some people walk into a room and go, wow, I've never been in a place like this. This is incredible. So there are people who are like that. And then there are other people who go, wow, this is just like the last place I was at. This is just like, or like the house I was brought up in. So you want to find, people who kind of match your values, but then you want to find people who have values other than yours, because you may want to try something on that you never otherwise would have considered. So
very true.
And we had Joe Ingram chime in for the podcaster that says, I agree with Rex when he quotes me.
I love
And
it.
that is true, Rex. That's no. I'm not messing around. I do. Yeah.
He likes it.
I agree with Joe when he says that.
Thank you, Rex. You always bring you always bring some wealth of knowledge. I appreciate you and I love you. And I want to take a minute to say that we're closer to finding out when his movie is out. I've been harping at him.
It's out.
thought it
I
just dropped.
posted a link you can rent it from. It's out.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah, it
well, then
dropped.
we'll,
Yeah.
okay, then we'll
But
go ahead and
the DVDs aren't out yet, and I don't know what they're.
They're going to pick you up. Is that the Coco?
Yeah, most people just call Uber. That's what,
Oh my God.
I just like to point out who likes to go to the lake with no pants on.
I do.
this is live, Rex.
Yeah, but
Yes.
I'm wearing pants, but he has 2 likes.
I can't. That's funny. That's funny.
Oh,
Yes, for all of those of you on the podcast, he does actually have pants on. And we're sticking with that story for those that can't see the video.
Look,
There's a slide for you.
he does
Yeah.
have pants on.
oh, goodness gracious. So
I mean, I may wish I didn't, but I do have them on.
As soon as you start talking pants, you notice who got really, really quiet? Right beneath me there, Mark Rodriguez.
Let's
Mark's
go back
like,
to
I
your-
may or may not have pants on.
but,
Yeah.
Who would know? Who
we
would
can
know?
say, Mark, please stand up, but I'm not going to
No,
because you
no.
can't see the.
That's
Anyways.
a liability on Facebook.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I don't have copyrights to that.
Wait a second.
Any-
Is that Mark under Joe? Was it
yes,
Yeah.
Mark
Joe?
Rodriguez.
Hi, Mark. I mean, yes. Let's hear from Mark.
Yes.
Yeah, Mark.
You're
Unmute
unmute
first.
yourself, Papa.
So I am always under Joe. This is the pecking order of life right here.
Is Joe wearing pants?
Joe.
Yeah. Oh my
Joe
God.
is the all omnipotent one. There he is.
Oh my God.
That's my buddy. Right there. That guy right there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
The
I'm
amazing
always
story.
above Mark because I'm taller.
I hope
Let's just be real.
That's it.
not a
Yeah.
glass.
He says, "What's up on top of the refrigerator?" I know he doesn't.
Oh my
You know?
I
God.
can tell you, Lynn's got some nice pants on.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you, Papa. Thank you.
I like your haircut.
You weren't here
Jerry's
when
like,
she
I have
was.
no idea what's happening right now, but he's looking at me
It's gone
saying I have nice
way
pants.
Yes. So Mark is looking at people as if they were next to him
I
in the
know.
order they are.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right, Debbie.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying, Mark? Hello.
I'm
Hello.
looking at you, Debbie.
Yes, I see that, Peter from Brady Bunch.
Getting more like the Brady Bunch every week.
So
It is.
so Mark,
Yes.
now that we said all that, what is your take on the who do you listen to?
So at the ripe, tender age of 56, I've been very blessed to have a good number of mentors, and so and they've taught me to listen to that inner voice. You know, it has not been an easy road, and at this stage of my life, I am just trying to show up as the best version of me in service to others, and I try to align myself with my values. And listen, I spend a lot of time lifting other people up, and the higher I lift other people up, I get lifted up. And so Mark has had mentors, male and female,
Them tours.
mentors, as well as them tours.
Yeah.
So
Being
not
politically
going
correct
down,
and everything.
we're not
because You know
gonna
that's what I do.
You're taking mentors, not mentos, right?
Listen, I've been very blessed. I've been extremely blessed. I've had the opportunity to meet some great people. You know, just the group alone, the Grow Live. I almost said Grow Live Catastrophe. Oh my God, Grow Live Academy. In the Grow Live Academy, I met some great people, and among them, the one and only Joe Ingram. We got Debbie, right? We got Lynn. But listen, I'm just grateful. I'm grateful for everything, good and bad.
Yeah.
And I find the more that I'm grateful for, the more I receive to be grateful.
Absolutely.
So just an attitude of gratitude.
I heard
Oh.
you. Notice I
I
didn't
hear
listen.
you, bro. I hear
Yeah.
you.
See, we didn't
I'm
listen,
listening.
Debbie. Good job.
I hear
Just
you.
sit there.
This
There's
Father's Day,
hearing and
Listen.
listening.
I
Debbie
hear
heard
you
you.
and I
I
hear
see
you
you.
and
Joe?
I'm listening.
Yes,
Debbie?
Mark.
Hold on, Joe. Hold on, Debbie. This weekend was tough with Father's Day. I mean, it's not having my dad around was just But in reflecting and looking at old pictures, thinking about him, and just talking to him, I know he would want me to be the best version of me. You know what I mean? Because he was a great guy. He was a sweetheart. In fact, during his later years in life, when he had dementia and he wasn't going on anymore, people from the neighborhood would stop me and say, "How's your dad? Where's your dad?" And I told them he's got dementia. You know, your father, he helped me with I had a problem. You know, I was out of cash. He gave me $60. Or your dad, he jump started my car. Or your dad, like all of the deeds that my dad did while he was just being his best self. And he never spoke about it. The other thing about my dad, every single Valentine's Day, and I'd go to visit them in the Bronx. I was living in Jersey, and in Co-op City, in the lobby, you'd have the association. They would sell these hearts, and so my dad would always buy a heart for my mom, and I would always look for it, and it was like the most romantic thing, and it touched me, and I realized, you know, on this Father's Day, who I am is so much of who he was. And so when you talk like the voices, I hear my dad's voice. And my dad always told me it doesn't matter what you do in life, son, whether you're working at McDonald's, and I had a job at Burger King. That was one of my first jobs. Just be the very best. He says, always look busy, always walk with a purpose, take something in your hand, always ask the supervisor, hey, my shift is done, everything is clean, what can I do? So I learned those values of service and always looking to serve. How can I be of service? You can never go wrong when you come from that place of service. Anyway, that's my little.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
No, you're beautiful.
Well, thanks. I'm going to put my name as Mark's biggest fan.
Well, I love what you said, Mark, because the fact that all of you guys of a service, that you take time to come to the Lynn and Scott show, and Debbie, and you be here with us and give of your time. That's what these are, people right here that are giving people that care to support the show, to be here and to give us another angle of how we all see it, not just Lynn and Scott, but all of us. And I mean, these are amazing people here. And Barry is the eye and ear candy for the show. Yes. And so Barry, you need to talk a little bit more for the podcast before this closes. We're gonna start wrapping it up here soon too. So
and I say goodbye because I gotta walk the dogs.
Okay, Rex, did you have any final words before you leave?
That's not a euphemism, right, Rex?
Goodbye.
Okay, good.
Love you, Rex.
Bye.
Best to everybody, and I want to keep my dog from jumping in the lake. So
okay, love you. Thank you so much for being supportive. You're amazing. Love you. Bye. Rent his movie. So
I'll wrap up.
Pop him in the green room.
I'll say my final words.
We'll actually, I'll leave you to last because you're my co-host. Okay. How about that?
Sounds fine.
And which one of you guys want to be the first ones to say what you learned or what
ear candy? Come on, ear candy, jump in.
Yeah, there you go, Barry. It's your turn. Barry White's has nothing over you. No, go ahead. Because I got Mark as the Barry White
the music.
Facebook. Yeah. Don't put it on here. Oh, she's getting ready for her final words. Okay, Barry, go for it.
No, the thing I'll come back to and say is what I really feel about is that we've got to start listening to what you said about listen to your inner guidance, to have that voice inside guide you, because the thing is we have been so trained to listen to voices outside of ourselves. And oftentimes we will put weight on the voice we hear from outside than we will from the voice inside. And I've become passionate about people trust their intuition, their instincts, their own gut instinct to guide themselves. And frankly, if we did more of that and less outside hypnosis, I think we'd be a lot happier people. And frankly, right now with what's happening in the world, I think the more of us that really trust that voice versus the ones that have the quote power because they have the money or the positions, the happier we're all going to be. So,
love that.
Like that.
You're good, Barry.
It was okay.
What would Joe Ingram say?
I don't want to give him too much positivity, right? Because the world's got some negativity in it, right? So if we were all positive, he'd be like, "Oh, that just diffused everything." All I was doing is making you a truth teller, Barry. See, we did that.
Joe, I really appreciate that, and I didn't want to overshadow you anyway. So I held back,
You know what it is, though? You know what it is, guys? In life, there are some people, even when they're happy, even when they're, they have every reason to be happy. They've got their health, they've got everything. It's really not that bad, and they have every reason to smile. They still go through life like this. And I'm smiling. Right?
We're gonna let you know we can't see anything.
You can't see. Oh, you can't. Oh, wait.
I was gonna say that was his point, probably.
Even though they're smiling and they're laughing, they still look miserable. Yeah. Do you see that? The filter?
Yeah.
That filter from. Wait. Oh no. Wait. Let me flip it on.
We see a camera.
Here we go. Here we go. Just like that.
Oh, there you go.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to smile. I'm trying to laugh. I still look miserable. Right?
Stay there.
Keep it up there because Lynn's gonna take a photo.
So when Joe tells me to keep it up, I'm going
Pants
to.
check.
Right. Hang on. Let's go. Debbie, hold on. Way to come back. Right. Let's go here. Let's flip this around. There we go. That's just for you, Lynn.
Okay.
You got it?
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a fail. I tried the little snippet in there.
That was pretty cute.
Thank you, Joe.
That's pretty
with you.
Good. So, Joe,
well, Joe.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe, I just came back from the picture show.
So what did we talk about today? We talked about you got to stop and think who it is you're allowing to impact you internally. Okay. So I will say something to Mark when we look at this. I'm going to say anything that is a positive or a good thing, it's okay to hear someone else's voice in your head. Okay. If it's something negative or something that's going to restrict you, then you need to make sure that other voice is only yours, because that one you can change. Okay. There you go. Watch out. There we go.
Watch out.
Yeah. So again, if you go do something and you can hear a parent yelling at you to stop doing something, that's a voice you got to turn over to make it your decision. If you're going to go do something that's worthwhile and you can hear the positive input from somebody else's voice, leave it. But, because if it's somebody else's voice in your head, then you can't change anything. Right? You're at the mercy of a person who's not around anymore. So if you're going to do something and you can hear a bad voice, go change it. And only allow those individuals that are worthy to get into your head.
I want to acknowledge Jerry Eisenhower is our Facebook user. It seems like Jamie Green and I.
He's very private.
He's very private. Yeah. We can. It shows. Yeah. But he still want to say hi.
Jerry's a person I would listen to.
Is it inappropriate to say that my inner voice is saying I want to run my fingers through Debbie's beard?
Not inappropriate.
Not at all. As long as it's your voice, because if it's like your mom's voice or something, we got some issues, bro.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, my question though is, if you are going to put it through her beard, but what about Scott's beard?
That's a different show for a different time.
That's a different color.
Because I just hear you say that and it just don't sound right.
Debbie gets credit for going to like that 70s show to get the glasses to match Scott's.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm telling you guys, I'm digging this.
Yeah, you guys, so we got about 5 minutes here and I'm wrapping it up. He goes, I have no idea why StreamYard. Yeah, will not let. Yeah,
Please
I knew it
go
was
to StreamYard.com/Facebook and allow authorization.
I have, and so has
No,
Jamie
he has
Greatness.
to do it.
Yeah,
No, we
it's
all have
something wonky
personally,
happening
and
with
it has not
StreamYard.
helped. It has not helped. Anyhow, so this has been a great conversation because we realize listening and hearing and knowing the difference, and to know, surrounding yourself around people that serve you in a good way or serve you in a bad way. Either way, at the end of the day, you can't blame who you heard and what you heard and this and that. It comes down to your decision, your choice, make wise ones. And if what you did and you keep repeating isn't working, sincerely try something new, because you're going to keep bashing your head. You're going to keep not learning what you want to learn. You got to surround yourself with people that are going to get you where you want to go. And I mean, I have some great friends that I'm surrounded by, and I'm blessed for that. But you got to open your eyes, because if you're dealing or you're staying around the water cooler with the negative people, you're going to continue to you're going to continue to have the same outcome. So pivot to and realize that these people here are amazing people. You got to go follow them. Mark Rodriguez is Mark Rodriguez, but we got Barry, which I got Barry's book the other day. His book is a heavy book, and I've got one of Joe's books here. Yeah, I got one of Joe's books here and Debbie's book here, and we got authors, we've got people that are in all different industry of friendships here. And again, realize these are podcasts. These are, everybody's successful here, but that's not even, yep. And there's Rex's book. All we're saying is that we can all have our own opinion and look at what we're doing. We're appreciating every perspective we have here. We brought all different angles of how you can perceive this. And again, at the end of the day, rewatch this, pick and choose, and shift or do something different. And Joe and Barry and Mark and Debbie, we've all given so many different ways of looking at this topic. So I want to say thank you to Sandra for allowing me to steal her topic, and I credit for her for doing that. And now Miss AKA Scott / right now she's Scott.
I told you I'm going to move Scott. I'm trying to make you proud, brother. I want to say that I have been inspired, as always, by everything that you guys have said. But what I want to end with is kind of right after what Mark Rodriguez said about his father who has passed, and he gave a beautiful little tribute about his life and how he lived his life. So while we can say we like to listen to certain people, we hear everyone. I love that Joe said that. You can hear everyone, but who do you listen to? And sometimes how we listen isn't with words at all. It's by actions. And Mark's dad led a life of giving and community and sacrifice and love. And Mark learned and listened to his dad, even when his dad wasn't talking. So we can learn and have value by seeing other people. We don't even have to know them, but how they live their life. And I want to say that I took being a mother very seriously, and I read a lot of books. I knew how to love genuinely, but I always wanted to do everything right. And the book that made the biggest impact on me that I read when my kids were very young was Children Are What They Live. It's not what you tell them to do. It's not what you say they should do. They watch you and they do like you do. That's all.
Or they do like you don't do, because you've been the worst example and they do everything beside you. But I'm saying it just goes either way. Everything goes either way, But
90% of the time they stay on the hamster wheel of just, total annihilation of their life, because children are what they live. They are the rare few who jump off that hamster wheel and do differently. And that's amazing when that happens. Mm-hmm. But I appreciate the topic. I loved what everyone said, and I'm learning from each of you. And with that, it's been a great show, Lynn.
It has. I want to thank everybody.
I'm still learning from Joe. It's
all about Joe, people.
He's like the guardian angel right here. Still learning from Joe.
Joe, you
Kisses.
I love you very much for being and supportive, and you guys are so sweet. I just love it. You guys, we're gonna make it right at an hour here. Barry, go ahead. Did you want to say anything?
Yeah, he said get a room.
Get a room.
Oh, get a room.
What Debbie / Scott said, though, the one thing I would say, because in the work I do with my clients, because I learned to listen myself, is that thing about you learn by example, you learn by watching. Everyone who's had relationship issues usually got them because they watched their parents.
Yeah.
So learning how to disengage those programs you had, because the other thing we didn't talk about is how to undo those voices. So
yeah, we should have.
Learning how to be an adult yourself, you know.
Maybe that's what our next topic should be. Who knows?
Maybe.
Look, he's having fun over there.
I like that, Barry.
Okay, you guys.
I can't even share it with you.
I'm sure.
Should we all do it?
Wait, stay after, because after we get off of here, I need to hear. Yeah. Hold on a second, you guys. Thank you so much. Love you guys. Have a great day, and we hope you heard us and you see us either way. Love you guys.
Keeping me safe and sound.